Emanuel's, ability to hit those shots and willingness to take them, how much does that add to you guys?
Well, he's fearless. I think that's where you start with Emanuel. As a sophomore, he's, these guys have all been in big games. Whether it was in Jamal's been in two Sweet 16s and an Elite Eight. He's been on a team to beat the Big Ten champions. He was on a team to beat the Pac-12 champions. Ohio State, all those teams. So, but having a guy like Emanuel in his second year, a sophomore, games like this is only going to help him going forward. Our whole team, I think we all can get better from this experience. But you got two tough teams out there. I have a ton of respect for Buzz, Texas A&M, and I'm not playing against them. I always pull for A&M actually because of me and Buzz's relationship over the years. And plus, I respect the way his team plays. Tonight was. I think we shut their offense down for a long time, and then Buzz did the smart thing. He quit running an offense. He just quit running his offense. Nothing was working, so he just gave it to Taylor and said, "Go be a hero," and he was. He banked one in. He's making hard shots, man. Those are hard, difficult shots. And then I think it's our first time in a close, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think we've had a close game yet. Xavier, I guess, was 6. But, we need to get a lot better. That's why this game's a good game. I'm glad we won it. It's not like we played great. But, when the game was over, I didn't even really think about the game much. I think Terrence Arsenault has a torn Achilles. He's probably going to be out for the year. I think my thought was more on that than the game. I just feel really bad for that young man. He's worked so hard and starting to play good. He's had 19 or 20 rebounds in the last 2 games. He's been doing so many good things for us as a sophomore. And then next thing you know, he's tore his Achilles and he's out for the year. So I was thinking, I think it was more, I felt worse about that than I felt good about the game.
Coach, did you was it on, it didn't look like there was any contact or anything, he just pulled?
No, one of the things I remember, Kevin Durant, when he tore his Achilles, he looked behind to see if he tripped on something or something hit him. And when I heard him say that, then you knew what it was. No, there's nobody hit him. It was just a freak accident, as most Achilles are. Now, sometimes in football they get stretched because of the weight. You're bearing the weight of somebody 380 pounds. But most of the times there's nobody around. It's just unfortunate. And that's tough for him. He's probably, of course, we have a team full of well-liked guys. All our guys are great, great, great young men. I mean, tremendous young men, just like these two up here. But Terrence is just an outstanding human being. I would say every kid on our team is a better person than they are player.
Coach, did Buzz throw out some different defensive looks than maybe y'all had scouted before in this game?
No. They played. They pressed. They dropped back into man. They pressed. They put back in the zone. They did the same thing against Memphis. When teams drop back in zone, normally we run our zone offense a little better than we did tonight. I didn't think we were as aggressive down the stretch as we needed to be, but that's something that we'll learn from and get better as we go. All these games show you something. It's it's, I don't, what's our biggest lead? I don't even know.
21.
You get up 21, you're not going to go up 40, not going to go up 30. There was some key plays there that kept us from extending it. We had a turnover on the baseline drive. We had a tremendous defensive possession where we got deflection after deflection. We had them pushed out toward half court. Next thing you know, Solomon Washington banked one in above the free throw line. Those are the, we needed him to not make the bank shot, and we needed to come up with the steal or get it and go. Those are 4-point plays. And then Taylor, started hitting some Hail Marys. I mean, those were hard shots. But he's a outstanding shooter. Our freshman, JoJo Tugler, in our coverage calls was coming up too wide, and he was splitting us. And when he was splitting us, there's a reason why he's the SEC preseason player of the year. He's outstanding. He's a really good shooter. He's good. And then I thought we did an excellent job on stuff we worked on with their bigs, especially Garcia. We really worked at him specifically. But one of the things that hurt us, too, was when Buzz moved, rebounding-wise at least, when Buzz moved Washington to the 3. Now you give them 3 first-team All-American offensive rebounders. It's difficult for a guard to block out Washington. And it was difficult for our guards. But at the same time, Emanuel Sharp had 5 offensive rebounds. J1 had 4. We had 16 offensive rebounds. They had 17. And the difference there is probably Washington. That's why Texas A&M, the way they play, they can survive a bad shooting night, just like we can some nights because of how many shots we get off missed shots. I remember the year we went to the Final Four, we shot 34% in the game. We played Syracuse, and then who we played next? Oregon State, right? In the Oregon State game, I think we shot 34%, but we had 22 offensive rebounds. So I think we had 20-plus more attempts than they did. But when Texas A&M and Houston play, it's like you and your little cousin getting a fight at the family reunion. The adults have to come there and break you up, but you just go at it. But, I don't think Texas A&M played great tonight. I certainly don't think we played great. But I think both teams will learn something from this game to help us both down the road.
Kelvin, I'm curious, playing in an NBA arena, fans of like 4 different teams are here. Do you view this as, kind of a nice situation to place your team in early in the season? Well,
in our conference we just left, we played in the NBA arena every year in Memphis. We play where the Grizzlies play. So, and then all the tournaments we go to, we played in San Antonio the year we lost to Villanova to go to the Elite 8. That was so we've played in a bunch of NBA arenas, but I think this is great for the fans. You've got they still haven't completely erased the football thing. Texas is going to the playoffs, right? But Texas traditionally has had a great basketball program. I remember when I was at Oklahoma, at the end, Billy Gillespie was there. I remember coaching against Billy, but Buzz has always been a great program builder. When we go to events in July, Buzz always comes and sits down with me. Buzz never asks me a question. He just starts rolling. I love listening to him. He's way smarter than I am. So if I just be quiet, I can learn a lot from Buzz.
Emanuel, last game we talked to you about, just you and the role and shooting more. Can you kind of take us through those last threes there at the end, sort of in that moment?
I mean, it's more or less the same thing. I mean, I'm working every day with the assistant coaches, with Coach Q especially, in preparation and having confidence in my shot. And then Coach Sampson is always giving me confidence. So when we get in situations like this in the game where I'm open and I have a chance to take a shot like that, I don't have any hesitation taking it because I've worked a lot. So, I mean, I have a lot of confidence that I can make those shots.
Kelvin, to get Jawan with 7 assists as well. Is that just your ball movement, or was that a wrinkle?
Yeah, it was a part of our plan. The way they defended, we thought we could hurt them with the cross-court skip to the weak side, so we made sure our shooters were there. Mostly L, but a lot Eman. But that was just part of a design, and we executed that really good.
Coach, how big is Jamal's ability to sort of run the offense and calm things down late in certain games, especially?
Yeah, I got to do a better job though, man. We got the ball was in Jamal's hands way too much. There at the end, and there's different reasons for it. But when you're the coach, hey, you got to fix it, man. Don't worry about the way it looks or what someone may think about it. Who cares about that shit? You got to figure out how you can help your team get better. That's all I care about. That is the most important thing. We get in this situation again, how are we going to improve? That's what I care most about. I'm glad we won the game, but you don't get no medals for these games. You get to the next one for that. But down the stretch, I just didn't like the way we played. I didn't like the way we gambled. Our kid knows that you can't move your pivot foot on a spot throw in. That rule didn't get changed today now. We had that come up in a scrimmage about 2.5 months ago. So we made some mistakes that you got to correct, and we will.
Emanuel, what was it like for you, big arena, big opponent, making that huge 300-minute left and then making those 2 clutch free throws? What was it like for you and just the emotions during the game?
I mean, it felt good. Everybody wants to play in a big game like this and make big shots. So, it's a good feeling, I guess.
Coach, Javier was struggling offensively and had that travel.
Yeah.
How big was it to him to bounce back and
yeah.
position there?
Yeah, it's the same thing. We had so many. We had a possession where we had 6 straight offensive rebounds. Kept tipping it. We were missing that. We tip it in, then they go down here 3. We had a lot of 5-point swings. He would go down and hit a 27-footer with a hand in his face, and we're missing tip-ins under the basket. I mean, that happens. Our guys are taught not to dribble the ball on paint catches. You just don't. Somebody's going to slap at it, and Jay had a couple of those. Then the one that he made, I was in the huddle when they were reviewing that, but he made the shot, and J1 was up there. I don't know what they were looking at. I'm assuming they thought J1 had tipped it, right? Is that what it? And they didn't. Is that what? Okay. But Javier's very capable of making the plays he screwed up on last night. Tonight. He's better than that, and we just got to keep giving him confidence. We'll spend time with our kids individually. I don't think we play till Thursday now, so tomorrow's a scheduled day off. So Monday we'll spend a lot of time with individual edits and ways we can get better and move on to the next one.
LJ, along the lines of the offense, when Taylor's hitting those shots and maybe you guys are going through a little bit of a low, how do you, as an offense, how do y'all fight through there? How did you sort of fight through it, that, sort of the hang in there mentality and the shot would eventually come?
You said as an offense?
Yeah, as an offense, just fighting through that stretch where it maybe wasn't going for you guys.
We just had to go out there and execute. Today we didn't really do a good job at that. I know myself personally, I didn't do a great job executing, just forgetting some things. But, I mean, somebody had to step up, and today it was Emanuel. Emanuel made some big shots down the stretch. That's how we handled it.
Got time for one or two more.
LJ, how much does this group experience, particularly you and Jamal, help in, situations like this, games like this?
I mean, we've been in a lot of these situations before. Like I said, we didn't handle it how we wanted to today. But like Coach said, we're fortunate enough to walk away with the win. But having that experience helps with our composure and gives us confidence that we'll win games that are close.
Coach, what did you think of JoJo Tuckler's performance today?
Played like a kid that's turned 18 in June. JoJo's so young. You have true freshmen, you have true freshmen. He's really, really a young freshman. I thought he did a lot of good things tonight, but, A&M inside guys, they're older, they're bigger, stronger than JoJo right now, but that's the best front line that we've played against. We played University of Utah. They had 7-footers. I think they had 2, didn't they? Didn't they start 2 7-footers? But they weren't as athletic and strong as the A&M kids. They were A&M kids were more bruisers, where Utah kids were probably a little more finesse, maybe. But that's good for JoJo to experience this. He made enough mistakes tonight that we'll be able to go and all of them. We were a long way from perfect, but 2 good teams. I mean, it's 2 good teams. Both teams have really good chance to make the NCAA tournament, and I'm sure that's Buzz's goal as it is ours.